we're live, man. Welcome, Mainly Stories podcast. I've got my good friend Cam Muratore. Thanks for coming,
Thank you for having me, bro. Good to be here down in Hawthorne. What's going on? What do you got to ask me?
Yeah,
you're the interviewer.
Comedy. How'd you get started?
How'd I get started in comedy? Man, so 2020, like COVID, I started a podcast just interviewing my mates, and I put it on SoundCloud just for my mates. Yeah. And I just...
SoundCloud
Pod. Didn't tell anybody about it as well. Like, didn't promote it. I just wanted to do something creative. Yeah. It was kind of like it was also like I was evolving so much as a person. I wanted to like document it as at that time what I was like as a person. There.
I mean, it was a huge time of where you like had to reflect.
I had time to do shit. I just started being creative, being funny, and I go, who does podcasts? Comedians. And I kind of kept saying I wanted to do comedy for like 2 years. Yeah. I remember telling all my friends, I'm going to do comedy.
Yeah, like I'm going to be a comedian.
No, but not even to be a comedian, just to try it. I just wanted to... I was working a job that I had... Like, I went to uni. I was a surveying for like a couple of years. I'm like, is this all my fucking life's going to be for the next 50
So you had that like moment of like, I was like this is going to suck.
This is fun. Yeah, I'll pop a zin in.
Yeah, chuck one in,
These things usually cook me, so... I'll start going weird on you.
Mate, I'm sitting here dying right now. But yeah. Oh, that's so then, like, what made you sort of take the plunge?
And then
out of COVID?
Didn't even do it out of COVID. Then I lied to myself, said I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that like bitch excuses in your head.
But I'd like 10 minutes. I would just kind of keep writing. But I didn't know where gigs were. I didn't know how to get a gig. And then I literally went on Reddit and I saw like one gig. Was
Reddit for a Melbourne stand-up?
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know there was a Facebook page.
Is there a Reddit for Melbourne stand-up?
Well, it was so old that all the rooms they listed were pretty much dead, except for one, which is like a Friday at Voltaire. Okay. And kept applying for that every week because it was just like in a group or whatever. Yeah. Finally got it, and I was like, oh, fuck.
You're like, shit, now
I actually got to do it. But during that year, I was playing footy, and... Every Thursday, you would have dinner at the club, and I would go up and read, and I would write all these fines about everyone, and I would just read them out.
So you're sort of like doing bits in a way.
And it was just me making up stories, just telling jokes. I had a mic in front of 50 people. So I was like, this is fucking sick. So it's not that I didn't have, like I wasn't...
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that sort of like desensitizes you to it because... You know, like if you can get up in front of a room full of big people and just freestyle and try...
Yeah, and it was literally just things I wrote... when I was eating dinner, being like, this guy...
This is funny to like troll this guy.
Yeah, this guy fucks his dog. It was a horrible thing.
Have you ever done a roast battle?
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be good at the amount that you write.
2-0. Nadoon and Sharam, you know.
When did you go against Nadoon?
Nadoon, it was Fringe last year. It was Nadoon, and then like a week later I did Sharam, and I felt like... The footage on Sharam, sorry Sharam, the footage is out there somewhere.
You just body him.
Burn the footage, man. I feel so bad for that guy. But yeah, no, I actually, roast battles. And then I did I've done a couple Bucks parties where I like roast the Bucks and stuff like that.
Dude, I got a fucking quote request for an 18th birthday on that crowd pleaser thing. Yeah. It was like 6 boys in a private room at a restaurant. Can you do 30 minutes? I haven't responded. I got it today. And I'm like,
how much did they pay?
I think like 400.
Yeah, you can eat shit for 40 $400.
I do so much worse for so much less.
Oh man, we're probably going to do comedy tonight to nobody, and I drove 45 minutes to be here.
Mate, this is the highlight of my day.
Yeah, this is stoked, man. So yeah, comedy, and then I like, I did like the hard knocks thing.
Yeah, no, I did it as well, but then I never made it to the final night because no, dude. So I was loving it, and then I had an allergic reaction to peanuts for the first time. I ended up in hospital on the day of the show.
Maybe that's maybe the universe saying you shouldn't have done comedy. Maybe save your mental health.
Mate, I came third in the blowout comedy competition, alright? So I'm basically, you might have gotten through Raw to the national finals, but...
Yeah, why is it taking this long for you to mention?
Okay, I'm fucking Raw fame, that comedy competition that really has jettisoned you into stardom?
Yeah, bro, I'm doing fucking 4 unpaid spots this week, so...
Big dog.
Making a big time, but yeah, and then did that just because I didn't know where gigs were. I didn't know anyone, and then I just was going to the Rubber Chicken every Wednesday, just once a week. Just doing
I heard that
gig.
was the spot because like everyone would go there.
But I was probably 22.
Yeah.
it's very comedy's cliquey. Everyone's really mates. So going in there, I've always kind of been the louder person, and then I'm here around people who are so much louder and everything than me. So I really struggled that first 6 months. I didn't talk to anybody.
You feel like an outsider a little bit.
Such an outsider, and then I would go up, and you would sign up. I would drive there with so much anxiety. It was a 50-minute drive.
Having a panic attack, like shaking on the way.
And then I would sign up, put your name in a bucket, so you don't even know when you're on.
That's right. Zach James was telling me about it. So it's like you could be first, or you could be like 20th.
I remember being on like 10:50, and I got there at 7, and I hadn't spoken that to anybody the whole time. Yeah, so I'm just there on the corner on my phone, and I would go up. And I would bomb. Yeah. And I'm like, why am I bombing? Like, what's like? I thought these jokes are funny. Like, it's because like I haven't spoken to anyone. I'm so just. You know, I called my mate on the way here just to get some words going. So I was
for sure, man. But it's a tough world to break into, eh? Like, I don't know. For me, it was probably a similar period of like 6 months where I felt like these people don't know me really. And like, this is weird. But then you do it long enough, and then eventually you're like.
It is another thing as well where. The brand new open micers, you're so delusional on life. So like, delusional on.
I'm getting a special in 2 years.
Yeah, and like, because you hear about like, you know, because all you know comedy is from pretty much Americans talking about it on podcasts. That's how I knew about comedy was pretty much here. I didn't hear about Australian, like I know Australian comics.
Dude, I didn't know any Australian comedians.
But like, I didn't hear about them talking about how to getting into it. I would just hear about the American scene. It's pretty much like, you know, then I met this guy and then he got me to open for him and stuff like that. So I was there like, oh, this guy. Like I remember meeting Joel Templey. like
how much did he snub you off the first
time? But it was like my third ever gig at Sellers. Yeah. And I went up and I was like, I gotta go and shake his hand, look him in the hello, good sir. Thinking this guy's like, you know,
a big like official.
Oh my god, this guy, look at there's fucking 8 people at this gig. What the hell? This guy's like rolling in it. So it was obviously that the getting into it was so daunting, and every time you would get up, it's so daunting. And then after a while, I just, you know, you make some mates, and then now it's to the point where I go to a gig, I have a few mates there, and if I don't, I'm comfortable enough to just talk to anyone. I don't really care. But there's times where I go to a gig, I can't be fucked talking to anyone, and I'll put my headphones in, I'll sit in the corner, and then I'll go up, do my spot, and leave. So
you just get comfortable in like, I think taking up space in the scene. You know what I mean? Like Sharam and I talked about. It's like when you get to a certain point, whether it's level of jokes or just times doing it, you're like, I've been in this situation before. I'd only get nervous if it's a big gig I've never done before.
Yeah, if it's a spot that I want to keep getting, I want to, and like, you know, if I'm getting spots, I am flexing that I was Raw finalist or whatever. Yeah,
for sure.
And you know, like,
which is a sick achievement.
It is a sick achievement.
It's fucking boss that you did that.
It is cool, and it is just more. It was probably more just validation.
What did that feel like getting on stage in front of like thousands of people? Was
1,400, just 1,400.
No idea, just a cat. I mean, that's my Thursday night, but
that's what we got tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Comedy Riff Raff, check it out every Wednesday.
It was the easiest gig I've ever done.
Really?
I was so prepared where. I knew every word I had to say, every beat I had. Yeah. The month leading up to it, I didn't write a single joke, and I write every day.
Yeah. And so you're just doing the reps.
I was just same thing every night, doing the same 5 minutes. That day was there from like 10 o'clock, and the gig I wasn't on until like 6:50. I reckon.
Really? So did you have like a call time you had to get?
Had to get there at 10, but like you did a couple interviews, a photo shoot, whatever. But
which is such a cool, because that makes you feel like a
bro. They gave us lunch. They kept asking, does anyone want a coffee? We'll go to the cafe getting a coffee. I had like 6 coffees because
you're getting on stage, you're just caffeine.
Because someone is going to buy me a coffee, and I'm like, you're gonna buy me a free coffee? Yeah, well, I'll have another long black. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. You're sitting there having a fucking panic attack.
But so I was so prepared, and the crowd was so nice that I could have done my worst ever jokes and that I was still have crushed.
Well, I find those, like, I'm not that I've ever done a room that size, but bigger gigs, like 100 plus, I find easier. Which people like who don't do comedy are like, what do you mean? It's like, is it kicking your ass?
Yeah, that's going in the bin.
Chug it in the, fuck it. Like, people that don't do comedy are like, yeah, but there's more people, that must be more scary. It's like, no, because if you get 70 people to laugh and 30 hate you, it's still 70 people being like, fuck yeah, that was funny.
You can't see anybody.
You can't see them. It's stage lighting. You can't.
That's
see
the only one
shit.
gig I've ever let my parents come to.
Yeah.
And do you know why? Because they're on the balcony. I don't know where the fuck they are.
You can't.
I don't want to like. They want to come to another gig, and I'm like, yeah, come down to Riff Raff on a Wednesday, and I'm looking at you in the eye, mum. Like,
dude. Last week I had fucking 3 blokes I hadn't seen in 10 years that were like high school friends rock up here. And a similar situation. I seem to be getting dusty a lot on Wednesdays lately. But fucking, I was like, thank God you didn't tell me. Because I don't know about you, but I stress when people that I know are coming to watch. A little bit. Because, you know, you obviously want them to think you're good. But I remember my Raw, the first time I ever did Raw, so I did Raw 2 years ago. Yeah. And... jump on the pod, mate.
Fucking intruders, man. Fucking intruders. Did Raw 2 years ago, invited like 10 mates.
Yeah.
My girlfriend at the time.
Nice.
And I just bombed my fucking... Like, literally was grim...
Like you died on stage.
I didn't die, but like, you know, they didn't like my vibe. They did not, and I was a fucking horrible comedian as well.
Yeah.
I remember I had jokes.
Was that at the SP?
No, it was at the Evelyn.
Oh, right.
But I had jokes about like fucking a dead dog and like it was just not good.
The
jokes.
classics.
It was, you know, the classics. Yeah. It was just not. I wasn't ready. But you know, it's learning. Yeah. And then I had all
that's what Raw's for.
But then I had all the mates come to the Raw, the final. And I had a mate come up to me and he goes, and this was like, it was like, after I watched that first gig, I was really worried about you.
Yeah, like, this is what you're doing?
I was worried about you. I was like, oh, he's really losing it, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
he's on a self-destruction spiral.
And it is like, you have to be so delusional to think you could actually make it. It is so delusional. And if you can't see the vision, nobody else can.
For sure. And I don't know about you, but it's like, I never really knew what I wanted to do in my life. Stand-up's like, you know, like the chances are that you might not make it, but I've weirdly never been sure about something. You know what I mean? Like
so when I was surveying and
which is like a great job.
Like, I went to uni. I was earning fucking bank, man. I really shouldn't have quit my job.
It was a terrible fight, mate. I quit my job to do open mics. Yeah, I was like, I'm doing full-time comedy.
Horrible decision, but like financially, but. I don't even know where I was going with this, but I just didn't want to die with regrets. I didn't want to be 30, 35, 40 and be like, I didn't even give it a shot. So I just know...
Because how old are you now?
25.
Okay, nice.
I'm 25. I know if I give this fucking a good shot...
Yeah, give it a go for 7-8 years.
And if nothing's happening, I always want to just keep evolving, getting bigger. And last year was kind of... So the year 2020... That's cool. Yeah, I was probably telling a really funny story before we got rudely interrupted.
Well, did I name drop? What pods did I name drop you on?
Joel's, and who else did I listen to? I forgot which other one I listened to, but the two I listened to. But you know what
Mate, I talk about you all the time.
Yeah.
Never positive though.
Everyone always does, man. Everyone always does. But yeah, I forgot what tangent we're on, but comedy's fun, hey? Yeah,
comedy's good. Comedy's fucking fun, man. Like, but yeah, we're talking about your friends coming to the Raw final.
Yeah, bang, and I crushed, and it was more validation because I said to myself last year, I need one sign from the universe that this is what I should do.
Yeah.
Where if I just, you know, I do the whole year and I don't feel I've improved much, and I don't think it's actually doing anything, getting anywhere, I might just stop. I probably wouldn't have stopped, but you know.
Yeah, it's a thought that you tell, like, I'm going to be logical about this.
And then as soon as I made the Raw final, I go, all right, I'm fucking my life up the next 10 years. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry, mum, dad. But honestly, no, mum, dad, they're supportive.
Dude, yeah, it's fucking, and I think it's, you know, most parents, if they see that you find something that you're like doing the work without it seeming like work, like as you said, you drove 45 minutes to you know, do what, 7 minutes here. That's not even a thought, is it? You're like, oh yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
like,
I've driven to Geelong to do 5 minutes on an open mic.
Yeah, like,
but it is definitely, well, my mum actually, I was talking to my mum the other day, I know, weird, I don't know why I'll talk to her.
Yeah.
And,
who talks to their mum?
Yeah, and I was just, because I am now I've actually gotten very serious in my life where like, I'm so passionate about wanting to make this work.
Yeah.
And she goes, maybe you need to take life less seriously. And I go,
can you chill?
And I'm like, my whole life you've said, take life a bit more seriously.
You need to up your work ethic.
Yeah, and I'm like, never gave a fucking school. Like, I got by just from being...
Just from raw talent and intellect.
Not from being retarded. Like, I just didn't fail.
Yeah.
but I didn't study or anything like that.
Yeah,
uni, I got through uni because I made friends with all these nerds.
Dude, getting through uni, I don't understand how people fail out of uni. Uni is easy if you just, like, you can do the bare minimum. Like, I don't reckon I learnt all that much.
Oh, man, I learned nothing, but I literally just made friends with these nerds, made friends with nerds. They got me through. The job, I just, like, you know, learnt on the go. I was really bad at the job as well. That's another reason.
Coasting through the job.
I did it for 3 years. First year was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Second year, I was really good.
Yeah.
And then third year, I was like, I hate this fucking job. I want to do comedy.
You put zero effort in.
I want to do comedy. Yeah, did put zero effort in. And then, like, then I was like, all right, I'm going overseas to, you know, I want to go travel.
Yeah.
But I used it to quit my job so I could say to my parents, I'm quitting my job to travel, not to quit my job to do comedy.
And pursue stand-up.
So,
it is a thing, like, you know, my parents say the same thing. Mum's like, you don't need to go out, you know, 6 nights a week doing stand-up. I'm like,
yeah, but she's saying that.
Mum, you don't understand.
She's saying that because you're just getting pissed 6 nights a week.
That's not true. Don't misinform my audience, please.
Okay, I rock up here today. You go. I'm dusty as. Listen. It's a Wednesday, by the way, guys. I'm dusty as.
This happened twice on this fucking pod. People out me. They're like,
they got to know the authentic you. You got to be authentic. Yeah. Then he goes, buys a pint at the start of the pod. We get kicked out of that. What's that? 7 minutes in. Pint's already done. This is actually, is that your third pint now?
No comment.
No comment.
I know how to answer interview questions.
Tell
like
the audience need to know the real you, man. So I'm saying.
No, I'm only drinking twice a week.
So what, Tuesdays and Wednesdays? So you pick Tuesdays and Wednesdays out of all days?
Well, today doesn't count. I'm not getting fucked up. You know, you're taking it easy, having a few.
So the third pint, so where are we moving from here?
What is this, a fucking intervention?
No, what I'm saying, here's what I'm going to say. Everyone's heard about, yes, I like comedy, whatever. Let's start getting into the nitty gritty. What's wrong with you, mate? What's wrong with you?
As we spoke about before the podcast, my therapist has given me carte blanche to drink as much as I want.
That's it. I have actually been going to therapy, so...
You should go to therapy. Therapy
is cool. Do I just go to therapy to tell girls I go to therapy? Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, look, it's a great thing to have on an opening in a dating app. Like, listen, you know, I don't know if this is going to be a toxic attachment, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't even say anything. I just sit on my phone. I go to therapy, watch TikTok the whole time.
I just pay them and sit in there like, but you see this new clip I posted?
Yeah.
Can you like it for me?
Yeah, but it is, actually my therapist he's like, can I see you do some comedy?
That's stuff.
And I was like, all right. So I didn't show him. I said where he could find whatever.
I thought you meant you invited him to a gig.
No, he wanted to say, I was like, you can watch it.
Are you fucking your therapist right now?
No, I got a dude, man. I'm too scared to talk to any chicks. But if I had a chick therapist, I would just be like, oh yeah, fucking weather, huh?
Well, I had a dude therapist once where I was going through some stuff and he was like, I think you're finished. I think you don't need therapy anymore.
I actually, And
I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, nah, I think you're done, bro. Like, you killed it.
Hates you.
And I was like, oh.
He hates you. I don't want your money. I can't stand your bullshit, man.
It was on that BetterHelp fucking app that you see on podcast.
Yeah.
So it was in America. So it'd be like 2 a.m. his time.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like chatting to this fucking American dude. He was like, yeah, well, I think you're done, man.
Yeah.
Like, don't even worry about it. It's like, so your advice is don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry. All right, cool, yeah.
Thanks. I didn't think of that.
I feel like killing myself. Don't think about it.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Yeah, I was literally saying this to my therapist, but I go, because I do smoke some weed from, like, I am shitting on your substance abuse.
Yeah, exactly.
But I literally, like, couldn't go outside today when I got home because the bong will stare at me and I go, oh shit, no, I gotta be on the board.
Are you a daytime smoker?
Oh man, if I can.
But can you go out and function and do life?
Yeah, I smoke weed, go to the gym. Smoke weed, go to the sauna.
See, I did that. Go to the sauna would give me the biggest panic attack instantly.
Bro, it is the best. You walk out of there feeling, I'll smoke weed and do chores. But then I realized, like, then I will find, so I've now trying to cut back on it where it is, you know, I can only do it once I've done my chores.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's my reward at the end. But I have been trying to cut back, blah, blah, blah. But I was telling my therapist about how much I was smoking. Like, you know, I think it's affecting my mentals, like how productive I am. Because being productive is key for me.
It does kill, like, that's the thing when you smoke too much weed. People are like, oh, it doesn't actually do anything, it's a plant. And some people can do it all day, but for me at least, it will kill my productivity.
I'll still do shit, but then
I'm
it's
getting
like,
through stuff.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm writing, but you know, my heart's not in it. I don't really want to be like that type of thing. But I said, I was talking to him on tweet, and he goes, oh, well, it's not crack. And so, like, now it's, like, after he told me that week after, I smoked more weed than I've ever smoked in my life.
Went through an ounce in a week.
It's medical marijuana now. He's a doctor. He said I can do this. You know what I mean? So, that's definitely an issue in my life, but...
Hey mate, look, it's getting you where you need to go. You got to yourself a break.
I am so, like, I am my own harshest critic at times,
for sure. But you got to be, I think, in this industry.
Because I think that I got to be my own boss. Where it's like, today at work, I work in a fucking factory. I fucking hate it. It's shit. But, you know, it's just casual. I can just...
Can you chuck headphones in, or...?
I have a speaker all time.
Sick. Yeah.
All-time speaker. But it's just, it works with my lifestyle right now with comedy or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
And like my boss, like I was just busy all day doing shit. And I was thinking about on Sunday when I had all this shit to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd do a bit, then I would sit down for an hour, then I'd do a bit more. And I'm like, that's where you got to be your own boss, because if my boss is telling me to do this shit, I'm doing it. Like I'm not sitting down and like, oh fuck, I'll do it in a bit. So it's like, that's kind of the mindset I'm trying to be, where it's like, all right, this hour from 10 to 11, I'm sitting there in front of my joke book and nothing...
And if nothing comes out, nothing comes out, but eventually something's going to cut. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people, I think where people get stuck is they don't understand the job side of it. Like, it is going to mics all the time and getting on stage, but it's also like writing and trying to figure out a way to market things and trying to fucking, you know, figure out, okay, what's something unique that I can do, like whether it's sketch or whether it's podcast, you know,
stuff like that. Yeah, because you definitely need... Especially in Australia, becoming a successful stand-up comedian just off stand-up is like, you know, pretty hard. Like, as in like the old school way, it's like, you know, you gig it out for a couple of years, then you get a club. But there's no comedian in Australia whose their life is just, you know, doing
just spots,
just doing spots and getting paid off that. You don't get, there's no money in that.
Yeah, well, so for sure, the club comic in Australia doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And I was talking to a few comics the other night, and it was like, I don't know how, but I think even overseas, man, like half of the guys that we listen to, whether it's, you know, Gillis or Mark Norman and fucking Sam Morrill and stuff, like their ticket sales business, because at the end of the day we're in the selling tickets business. That's how we earn our nut.
I see it as marketing. I see it as, okay, well, last year my whole goal was get good at stand-up comedy, where I'm proud.
How does it feel to fail at a
Raw National Finalist, maybe? But where it was like, get good enough.
See, I can say that to other comedians, you're like,
oh look, I know I'm not anywhere near where I want to be or anything, but I know that if I have a room full of people, I know I could entertain them for sure. That's just what I want to do. And then this year was more about marketing. So I've got some other things in the works, some skits and stuff like that I've been doing. And you just need to do that shit.
But I think it also helps to like try and channel your creativity into like different, you know, avenues almost, without trying to sound like a fucking artsy wanker. Like, I think
I'm doing more artsy wanker.
Doing that kind of stuff.
I'm trying to sound more like an artsy wanker now, so that's kind of my, you know, I pierced my ears, I shaved my head, you know.
You're getting full, if you start,
you know, like
3/4 jean shorts and...
Have a look at the size of these babies, man. They're touching knees. You can't see no kneecap in these things.
Yeah, see, mine are like that. That's just because I'm fat, though. You know what I mean? Like, so it's different. I'm not a hipster. I'm just
the small sizes couldn't fit that. Yeah.
Exactly right.
No, but I think that's like...
But at the end of the day, it is an art form, but you have to figure out a way.
I just fucking love doing it. Honestly,
dude, there's nothing I love doing more. It's
it is, and it's so. I was thinking about this the other day. So like, I don't know if me as who I am right now is brave enough to even get into stand-up comedy. And that's something where, like, you know, I really shit on my old self because I used to be such a fucking loser. I used to be like...
Did you?
Oh, man, I was such a...
Some would say still are.
No, loser as in, like, I was such a dickhead. Like, you know, I was just fucking eating pingers all the time.
Oh, mate, I've been there. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, yeah. So I used to just go out every, like, 17, 18, every weekend. We're going, like... You just needed like 3 guys who would reprise
who would do drugs. And
no. But then everyone, you'd end up getting 20 blokes. We're all catching maxi taxis into fucking Treat, and then everybody from the area's there. I'm there till 5, like till whatever time. So I was just doing that shit. But yeah, I'll tell you a funny story from that time. But I was the jester. I was, Cameron, do this funny thing. Cameron, shove a finger up.
You're like the clown.
I was the clown, and I go like, that's not. I don't like.
Have you found it tough to break away from that though? Because there are friends in my life like people used to. So some of my friends used to call me Manos, right? And then they started referring to me as the man, and I was like, "This is not." And then it was like, "Oh, because that was, you know, what I did from my early 20s." It was like,
but you loved it then. You loved being the man.
Dude, that was why I started going to therapy. Because I had this identity crisis. And she was like, "Yeah, because you've become like you're living up to this unrealistic standard."
You're like a WWE wrestler. Well, I had that. So my Manos was Cammers. Cammers is who I see as my alter ego.
I knew we got along for a reason.
He's the footy boy. He's that, and it's not that I cut those mates off. Like I still hang out with a lot of those dudes. Yeah. But you know, like I actually had a Bucks party with like a mate and all these like footy mates, and they knew Cammers, and I actually went in with a lot of anxiety, being like, these cunts are gonna expect so much. But I'm like, no, nobody gives a fuck. I'm happy to just tell someone, shut the fuck up. I'm not.
I'm not doing that.
Like it was. I just hated not being the joke. I wanted to joke. I didn't want to be the joke.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So but you figure out, I think, as being that character, that is definitely still like a part of who you are. There's elements of that still are true. But
I'll still do dumb shit, but I'll do dumb shit with you, not for you.
Exactly. That's the key difference for sure. I think it becomes so like unfulfilling when you're like, I've got to live up to this fucking like
so that was the whole Cammers thing, and you know, I don't really do drugs anymore. Like I'm not. I literally will kill myself if I fucking do I would like if I have to take a pinger. If I'm taking a pinger, it's like I gotta book it in 6 months in advance. I don't
remember the last time I had a pinger.
I pretty much say to myself, I can do a pinger on New Year's Eve because I know I don't have work for 2 weeks.
And so it gives you a fucking week of bedtime.
This New Year's, I didn't even drink. I was in bed by 12:06.
Very nice.
I then went hiking on January 1st.
That's a bit of a smug cunt thing to do. You're like, I'm sending photos to your mates. Like,
well, me and my mates, it was me and my mates that went on a 25k hike the next day. So you know, we're kind of cool and did a bunch of mushies and smoked heaps of weed. But you know,
it was actually really wholesome.
That's what I think. Where it's like, I say that to people, like, I did that, and they go, oh, so wholesome, whatever. But like, I'm still getting really fucked up, but I'm just smoking a lot of weed and doing a lot of mushrooms. I just don't like to drink and do. It's like, I think it's a lot of people grow up and they find out what drugs they like. And then you hang out with the people who like the same amount of drugs.
For sure.
So me and all my friends, we like weed, we like mushrooms. Yeah. All my friends who I grew up with, they're cocaine boys. Yep. I'm fine.
Hey, we've all
been there. And I used to maybe when I first started not wanting to do it, I resented them for it. Yeah. But then I think if they did as much cocaine as I smoked weed, they're fucked. You know what I mean? I am actually worse. If we're thinking about
if you're going molecule for molecule, the amount of consumption, it's
if we're considering smoking weed as getting fucked up, I'm getting fucked up more regularly than these guys.
100%.
So I kind of was like, all right, let's get off your fucking high horse, you fucking stoner.
For sure.
You just don't like being the most annoying cunt on earth. Because honestly,
hanging out with cokeheads when you've stopped doing coke is intolerable. I fucking did a podcast once with a mate that will never come out. We deleted the footage. But we'd both done cocaine, and it was just us talking over each other the whole time. It was like, but do you ever hear about this thing in my life? No, what about my life? And then he was like, but this story is actually way better than that.
Let me tell you I love you, brother. You're fucking legend, bro.
We should fucking start a bar together, honestly. We'd be such good business.
Bro, this pod every day. We're going to do a pod every day. Joe Rogan does one 4 times a week. We do 4 a week.
This is how we do it. We just podcast our whole lives all the time. Just walk around mic'd up, and it's going to be great.
Oh my God, we got to start streaming. We got to start streaming. Oh, don't worry, man. I've thought of, you're obviously always thinking of new ways to innovate and new creative outlets to promote your comedy and stuff. And I've done some. When I first started, I was actually literally a lot ballsier than I was now. I remember I used to kind of make some videos as well. They're all really cringe. You can't find them anywhere on.
They're gone.
They're gone. Oh, look, they're on my phone, but you know what I'm saying? And I remember this one time, I thought I was just like Sunday Conversations, that dude on YouTube, Caleb Presley, or they just ask weird, awkward questions.
Yeah, being that kind of weird character.
Yeah, I was watching. I was like, I want to do this, but street interviews.
I don't mind that as a concept.
It's not a bad idea, but I hate talking to cunts. And I just said, I'm gonna do it. So one day, me and my mate spoke to Joe and went to Melbourne Central.
Just walking around.
And I was like, you want to interview? And it was just like weird. And I did like 3, and I'm like, let's not ever do this again.
This was it. I mean, look, we tried the concept out. Didn't work. But it didn't fucking work.
Yeah. So, comedy, everyone here has heard about comedy. Let's talk about more fucked up stories. So, yeah, when I was younger, actually, here's a funny story. This is just a funny story, so unrelated to everything. Okay. But I you know when you just don't think of a story for so long, and then
it's just popped in.
Come back in the zeitgeist. So, actually, it is related because when I was making these videos,
I'm interested to see the link that
No, when I was making these videos, I was like, I'm gonna try to eat 100 chicken nuggets. That's a funny video to make.
Doing a nugget challenge.
I would love to see. You know, I'll just be funny on camera, eat 100 chicken nuggets, see what happens.
Yeah.
So, bang, bought the 100 chicken nuggets, put them in the oven. I was living at home. Parents were like, all right, we're heading out. We'll see you later.
I've got my dinner sorted.
I got 100 nugs. Don't worry about me, babe. Don't worry. Eat 100 nugs, you know, so they're at the house. Performance enhancing joint. Yep. Bang, get the munchies going. I'll pile through maybe 60 to 70 nugs.
Solid. That is solid, man. That's a lot of nugs.
A lot of chicken, a lot of protein in that. A lot of fucking cholesterol. Like,
that just reminds me of the. Have you seen the video of like guys like, what's the legal number of nuggets you can give me? It's like, there's no legal limit.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, I think I could eat. I've never eaten nuggets and been like, I couldn't do another 20.
Nuggets are a thing you eat after the burger, and then you're like,
I could do another 20. Yeah, so I thought, I was like, you know what? And I used to be a bit of a bigger guy. I used to be a bit chubby. I was a chubby boy. And so I was like, I could probably punch through a couple of nugs.
Were you a unit back in the day?
Oh, man, I was a unit. Yeah. I'll get a photo.
Yeah, we'll put unit cam in the fucking...
I'll show you the photo now. I'll keep talking. I'll show you the photo. Yeah. I smoked the joint, ate these nuggets. Halfway through, copped the text. Hey Cam, just letting you know Grandpa's died.
You killed Grandpa with your nugget.
I'm just fucking eating. I just ate 70 nuggets, smoked a joint. They're like, you reckon you could come past the nursing home? So bang, I'm high as shit with a belly full of fucking 70 nuggets.
Oh my god.
There, like seeing my dead grandpa's body, like.
That sounds like the most jarring fucking story.
It was fucking so cooked. It was so cooked. So like, you know, did shit like that where.
Mate, how was that? How did that play out? Fucking, you just sitting there, just like.
Oh man, it was like I was getting into comedy and posting videos now. So these uncles who I don't give a fuck about, who I don't talk to. Yeah. Sorry guys. Actually no, fuck them. My mum, like, I'm not gonna. I'm not putting family members, but fuck those cunts. I literally at the funeral, my auntie, not like married into the family, says to me and my brother, like my brother who's 30 years old.
Yeah.
It was lovely to meet you. My auntie. And like, we were at their kid's wedding.
That's so fun.
So, you know, they're just, anyway, fuck them cunts. Yeah. And they were like asking, do comedy now. Oh, look at this, look, this is the photo, look at that.
Look at you.
Yeah,
dude, that's a different guy.
Yeah, man, that's why
you're fucking aging like fine wine.
People have, well, I've worked hard for this, man. I have gymmed.
Dude, losing weight, I've done it before and I've gained it. It's fucking hard to lose weight. You got to be so disciplined.
I think it was just like, I find such a mental, it's not even losing weight, it's just I like to feel good. I like to go to the gym because not even that I look better, but I feel better about myself. Yeah. And I know this is such wank shit.
I was going to say.
We're talking about comedy.
Actually, you know, if you do fitness, you feel better. But it's true. There is a reason why you fucking, like, people exercise so often.
Well, give me a fucked up story about you. Give us a maino. What's the maino? Give us about the maino.
All right, fucking, what to tell? There's a few. Were
you growing up in Briz?
No, I grew up in Melbourne, stone's throw away from here. I went to school literally, like, not even a K that way.
Public school?
Yeah, nah.
This guy's got money. He's trying to act like
I'm not trying to act, bro.
What school?
Carey Grammar?
Carey? You went to Carey? This guy went to... This is fucked, man. You know what I mean? Like, your parents spend fucking 30k a year for you to go to Carey.
Fucking hell. Look.
30k a year. 30k a year if you go to Carey. And now how old are you?
28.
28.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
I'm a comedian. Actually, technically, I own an entertainment company. Is my official title.
Yeah.
Fucked up story.
Carey, man. Nah, let's go to Carey. What type of guy were you in school? Your private school wanker?
No, dude. I obviously got bullied a little bit. Fucking, you know.
Not enough.
The right amount because I'm fucking here doing stand up, not fucking, you know, trying to stab up the place or whatever. Yeah. But no, like I don't know. Like school for me was like a lot of people in my year like loved Carey. Like, I had mates and whatever, like, and I did a fair bit of bullying as well.
I know.
But, like, you know what I mean?
Tough guy over here.
You know me, like, tats and fucking shit, I'm tough as fuck. No, but, like, school was average. I had people that mean to me, I had people that weren't. I never really, like, felt like I fit in, but then I don't know if that's just the generic teenage experience.
Yeah.
You know
I
mean?
loved school. School was sick.
I can see you being. What were you like in school? You like popular dickhead footy boy?
No, I was footy boy, but I was always just like, I got no bitches. Like all my mates were
nice,
like,
me too.
Yeah, no bitch. Like I was just the funny, chubby, funny kid. Like no, like that was just my thing. And I would, not that I would bully people, but I had no filter to anyone, and I would joke to anyone about anything. Yeah. So I do actually look back at that guy and be like, he was such an arsehole. Yeah. Like
a lot of parent-teacher interviews being like distracts others in class.
Oh yeah. That was all it was. And but you know, obviously, I went to a high school. I went to Loyola. Obviously, it's pretty much the shittest private school you can go to. Like we still
You're giving me shit about going to private school.
No, but we're paying $6,000, not fucking 30. You know what I mean? So like, here's the thing. You didn't have any retards at your school, did you?
No, of course we did.
You did.
We did. We'd wind them up and try and make them flip out.
Oh, because I was going to say, I was like...
No, that was the fun of that, and this is not going to make me sound in a good light, but you always had that kid that you'd like fuck with until they exploded, and then it was like...
Well, we had like, you know, we still had kids who like their parents would pay for them to go there while they like... get in methy, you know what I mean? We had a couple.
Yeah, we didn't really have methy people.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Like, we're still at that level where it's not, you know, they could scrounge a couple pennies together, get them to school, but you know, they still got a, what are they don't. I don't know. I can't think of anything I'm trying to say. But yeah, I was like, you know, just a funny guy, goofy, didn't give a fuck about anything, and it was good fun. Loved school, and like I had heaps of friends, still friends with all those dudes today. Good time.
See, I like barely talk to anyone I went to high school with. Yeah, like I've got a couple mates, but not really. I feel like I really came into my own after high school. It was because when I stopped really like giving a fuck, and then I was more loud and gregarious.
If we're talking like cool in the setting of like what people think is cool, as in like how many friends you've got, and like,
that kind
like
of shit,
popularity thing. When I was like 17, 18, that was peak.
So you peaked in high school is what you
said? No, but my theory for cool is being yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're authentic with yourself, then you're cool. If you're now that guy looking back at him, I wasn't myself at all. I was who everyone else wanted me to be. So yeah, I would just, you know, I just had all these mates, but it was just because if they told me to put a pinger up my ass, I'd probably put a pinger up my ass.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was sort of what I got into fucking directly after high school, like 18 to sort of 22. Probably only figured out how to be myself at your age. Gavin, how are you, mate?
You're not recording, are you?
We are.
You want to jump on?
Jump on the pod, mate.
Is this where I can say the N-word?
Yeah, absolutely. Please welcome Gavin Sempel, Australia's Got Talent, fucking killer comedian. Woo. Put that there. How are you, mate? Good to see you.
Yeah, just smashed down a K-Dog, so I'm probably going to get fucking sick in about an hour or two.
KFC?
No, K-Dog from...
Fuck's K-Dog?
It's like a hot dog, but like covered in more batter than...
Nice.
That sounds like a healthy meal, man. That sounds like a healthy meal.
Shit waiting to happen.
Nane's chicken normally makes me fucking shit. I mean, any food makes me shit the bed, to be honest.
Mate, we were talking about me drinking too much before. My digestive system is fucking...
I eat so clean, and my digestive system's still fucked. Like I eat the same shit every day, pretty much. I eat like every day.
I didn't know you were that fucking hectic into fitness.
Every day I eat for dinner.
You're one of those guys who's like, I need to eat 17,000.
No, I don't count calories. I eat. For dinner every night, it's steak and eggs. That's what I eat for dinner. Steak and eggs. That's all I eat for dinner. Every day for lunch, burrito, like meal prep and burrito bowl. What? Nah. Yeah. So if I lived at home, I wish I didn't eat steak and eggs. But honestly, because I can just buy a 4-pack of steaks from Aldi, I buy a thing of eggs, and that's my dinners for the week, and that's fucking...
And then you sort it. Yeah.
And that's all I need. I don't need... so yeah, steak and eggs, eating healthy. What else are we on about?
Fucking digestive systems.
How many times a day are you shitting?
Oh, mate. Well, it depends how much I'm drinking.
Well,
Today's been a big shit day for your boy.
I'm living out of home. I'm living like out of home now. Recently moved out. Well, I moved out.
Who did you move in with?
I moved in with like my brother's best mate and his older brother. Shout out them. And I'm not going to say which one, but I share a bathroom with one of them. And this cunt shits his arsehole's facing sideways, I think, because they haven't had anyone sharing a bathroom there they haven't had someone live there for a year or so.
Just destroyed.
So he just hasn't thought about it. And I go in there, and it's just pain. And I'm like, how does it even come at it this ways? And this guy eats like fucking dog. He's fit as fuck, but he's like eating Maccas every night, pretty much. The worst diet, like he's genuine tradie diet. He wakes up, eats a pie, has a V.
Has a fucking, chocolate milk.
Then I go,
that's his IV drip. Fucking a big M.
Then he goes like, fucking, what'd you have for lunch? I had like 2 Snickers bars and fucking, and then I'm having to wake up in the morning. He gets up earlier than me, shits in the bathroom. I'm getting up earlier in the morning, and I'm having to brush my teeth in his fucking stench of the bathroom. I'm like, this is fucking breathing this shit in. I'm like, this is fucked, man.
That's so fucking funny, man. So is this? You said you moved out before.
Yeah, I moved out a couple. I only moved back home for a bit, but because I was living at my Nona's house.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
Without my Nona, by myself, living by myself. But it was the creepiest joint of all time. It's like an old log house,
old Greek house with a bunch of Jesus.
Italian, mate, Italian, not fucking Greek. What the hell is his racism going on?
That's a big fucking insult. I'm sorry.
I'm walking off the pod. No, but I was living by myself, white tiles. And because, my Nona died, and so they were renovating the house to sell it, so they took down all the blinds, so all there was like shutters, so I had to keep them closed because it was in reservoir, I would get robbed. And I had no furniture, so it was literally just like a TV, one like a couch with it was nothing.
Yeah, if you got a girl back there, she'd be like, I'm leaving.
Yeah. It was,
my Nona died in that room over there.
Yeah, oh bro, and
It will be in the unfurnished bedroom.
There's a mattress on the floor over there, it's great, it's very comfortable.
No, I had a bed frame. Don't worry, guys. I had a bed frame. But yeah, my Nonna lived there for fucking 60 years, so it stinks like shit. It stinks of old people. So like,
what would you rather get ready in that house or in the same bathroom where the guy's shitting big?
In that house, the house wasn't too bad, but it was like, so my Nonna died last year while I was living there. So it's like, how am I going to get high in this house? Like smoking joint?
Spooky.
And then it's like, do you remember when my Nonna would feed me all the time? Yeah, she's now dead. That's great.
You ever think about that?
You ever think about that? So it ended up being very bad vibes at the end where I wouldn't I would never be home. It's actually great for comedy because if I couldn't be fucked doing comedy, it's like, well, I'm not going to sit inside here. Because even I'd get home from work and I would sit outside and write. I wouldn't, and then I'd cook dinner and I'd eat it outside, and then rarely I would sit there and watch TV, and like if I would go to a mate's house and watch TV at his house because it was so fucking creepy, and I just like, this is eerie. But if anyone wants to buy the house, we're selling up 83 Hughes Parade Reservoir, beautiful house, 3-bedroom, beautiful backyard, veggie patches, everything. Man, they're asking for about. Actually, we don't worry. We don't say that because hopefully
you giving me shit. Being a rich kid. Hopefully, it'll be like $5 million.
Hopefully, not $5 million. It's in a reservoir. Come on, give me a break. But hopefully, we get some and. The beautiful gay Lebanese man runs a milk bar 2 doors down from there, and he will sell you your Manchester fucking lights for $15. And then you know what? Sometimes every now and then he'll give you a bloody, he'll give you a sandwich. He sells fruit there. Beautiful man, and so beautiful that I would go in there and buy ciggies. He would tell me off. He was like, "What are you doing? Smoking ciggies ruin your body." I'm like, you're losing money. He actually didn't even want to sell me the ciggies. So that's just the beautiful culture you get in, and
we'll include a real
reservoir. Yeah, in Reservoir.
Boys, I think we've got to fucking start preparing for the show. It's 10 minutes till show.
Hell yeah, boy. Thanks for having me. Come to my festival show. I don't know. Only comedians are probably
I'm going to put a link to everything. Gavin, thank you for jumping on for a little bit.
You jumped on, baby.
Welcome to talk about Cam's dead, man.
Yeah. Nah, man. I'm not a fucking white guy.
His dead grandmother.
My Mimar.
Till next time, guys. Thank you so much.